we're going to make the pension payment, Tom. We made a deal. The employees are paying more. From the day we signed that bill, we knew it was going to be tough to make that pension payment. We knew it. But it's an obligation that we have, and we have to keep it. Well, once we went to the workers and basically said, this is the deal, and you're paying more now, and they are paying more, and actually most, if you talk to government workers, they're going backwards because we put the cap in place. They're paying more in health insurance. They're paying more in their pension. They're making less now than they did a few years ago. The government employees aren't the enemy, and they never were the enemy. They just weren't recognizing the realities that they had a pension system that wasn't functioning. Here's the solution. Do something about the economy and get people back to work. New York State recovered all the jobs they lost in the recession plus. We're at 45% of the jobs from the recession. And the governor, we talk about it, we gave him a package of 30 bills. He vetoed them, but he never came back with another package of his own. You have to restore the pension to its fiscal health. That's why I'm holding the governor to his pension payment. But I also have to hold these guys to not go back to the old ways of giving us something they can't afford. Pensions are very simple, and to the person that asked the question, you get what you put in. And they can say that the government didn't fund it, because they didn't, but they weren't funding their fair share of it either. And that's just a fact. We have a big hole in this year's budget, which, by the way, we said we would have. But we don't get to certify the numbers, the administration does. And this governor is no different than any other governor before him. They overestimate all the time, and then we have to fix. Give the gross receipts energy tax back to the town, but only so every dollar you give them, they would have to reduce their tax rate, not for their budget. Restore the homestead rebate program that is shrinking. And then if you want to create a new program that you can pay for, by all means, but the one I just told you is probably about $1 billion. Can't go down the road of proposing things we can't afford. I'm just a believer in telling the people the truth. We don't have the money.
Let's talk about the Bridgegate and Hoboken.
Okay.
You saw Amy Hanlon's comments that this is turning into a witch hunt, that she wants a better balance than 8-4 in that committee, which overrepresents Democrats.
Listen, I would have preferred to have one more Republican senator, and I didn't hide that. It's a joint committee. You got 3 assembly people there. If everyone does the jobs that they're supposed to do on that committee, I would have preferred one more. And I'm telling you, I would have preferred one more just for appearance sake, to be honest with you.
Right.
But that being said, they've put people on that committee. That whoever the assembly Republicans are, I know John Bramnick selected them, just like Tom Kaine selected Kevin O'Toole. The focus needs to be on the hearings now, and not on the talk shows. When he said it didn't touch his administration, I believed him. I had no reason not to believe him. When we saw Bridget Kelly, that obviously sent off a whole bunch of alarms for everybody. I'm not going to do what my colleagues have done, running around saying it could lead to impeachment, we're not there yet. Let's not talk that stuff. Let's focus on getting to the end of the line, find out what's wrong, and then we'll make a determination on what's what. First, you got to look at what's going on in the 2 states that have legalized marijuana. And I'm a big believer in not recreating the wheel. So where there's problems, again, we need to address them. And maybe it's a decriminalization and not a legalization. There's a couple options here that we should look at. But I'm not opposed to having the discussion. In fact, I think we should have the discussion. But I really think we do need to look at the states where there are pitfalls, where it's created problems with law enforcement, or is it creating problems, as law enforcement says, leads to other drugs? Maybe it's his true belief, maybe it's for national politics, but we need to make it easier to work for the people that truly need it. Where someone that's at end of life, is dealing with cancer and is sick all the time, come on, it's just being a human being.